Well, we did it again. Made it to another hump day. Wednesday, December 4th, 2013. Wednesday, December 4th, 2013. Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Peter Glidden, to another live edition of FireYourMDNow.com, which, thanks to you, thanks to your support, thanks to your word of mouth, thanks to your never-ending admonitions, positive admonitions, if there is such a thing, about this show, we're growing in popularity in leaps and bounds. Makes me feel pretty gosh darn good about the whole thing. Remember, we're all in this together. We are all in this together, and the way that this works is Dr. Wallach tells me, I tell you, you tell your friends, they tell their friends, and before you know it, the entire world is healthy and wealthy. Every great movement starts with just a handful of people, and then it takes time, and you can't suppress the truth. The truth has a particular ring to it, which attracts people, and then when people follow our advice, most of the time, son of a gun, guess what happens? They improve, and improvement beats death, disease, pain, and suffering, poverty, hardship, and stress. That's what I say. Improvement beats death, disease, poverty, suffering, etc., etc., etc. This is how we do it. We all stick together, we all learn together, we all move down the road together. And the reason that we have to do this is because the MDs have consistently let us down. Now, you know, even if you disagree with their methodology, I mean, even if you're okay with reductionistic philosophy, which is what the MDs are trained in, even if you're okay with that, even if you're okay with pharmaceutical profiteering that's at play here all around the world in the delivery of medicine, even if you're okay with the politics of medicine, even if you're okay with one aspect of the medical profession keeping every other aspect of the medical profession under its jack-booted heel, even if you're okay with all of that, even if you're okay with the relationship between pharmaceutical money and university medical school research, and even if you're okay with manipulation of research data, even if you're okay with all of this, what you can't be okay with is ridiculous results, lack of results, pain and suffering and death and bankruptcy. You can't be okay with that. I know that you're not okay with that. Because people are, you know, people are good-natured. Everybody is good-natured. Most people are good-natured, unless you got a screw loose. Most people are good-natured, right? You want to see a medical treatment. You want to see a medical profession. You want to see the people that are delivering your medicine be on the cutting edge of medical research. You want to see them delivering therapeutics that are effective. You want to see that. And we've got none of that from the MDs. I mean, you don't even need to know anything about, you know, reductionism and even how to spell it, or what the heck is an allopath. What's that? Or well, homeopathy? Well, I don't understand that. What is that? Naturopathy? What? You don't need to understand any of that. All you need to do is look around. Look to see, how's it going with your health? How's it going with the health of your family? How's it going with cancer? How's the whole cancer thing going? For goodness sake, while we've let the MDs hold sway over the delivery of medicine here, cancer is getting worse, not getting better. And MDs are clueless as to the causative factors of cancer. Now they're running again down the wrong direction, trying to figure out, oh, it's all genetic, oh, it's all about the chromosomes, oh, it's all about the BRCA gene, oh, it's all about this, that, and the other thing, and it's not. While we've let the MDs drive the bus of medicine, arthritis, the MD doesn't even know what causes arthritis. They have no clue. No clue. They don't care what causes it. They don't even know what causes heartburn. They're clueless. They don't care. When their superiors, when the people that teach them medicine at medical schools, when the best doctors at Harvard University and Tufts and Sloan Kettering tell them something, they just believe it because that's what they were told, even if it's wrong, and their treatments are built on shifting sands. But even if you're okay with treatments being built, of philosophies of medicine being built on shifting sands, you can't be okay with piss-poor results. You can't be. I know you're not. But you have been duped into believing that if the MDs can't figure it out, nobody can. That's like thinking if the Democrats can't figure it out, nobody can. Well, if the Republicans can't figure it out, nobody can. Oh, no, this is a job for the communists. The communists can't figure this one out, nobody can. We just got to keep letting them try. Because we don't know anything about medicine. We think that MDs own medicine. Everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack with substandard alternative training. It's nonsense, right? All right, that's like saying the only dog that's a real dog is a German Shepherd, and all other dogs are alternative dogs. You could probably start that cultural meme, or the only dog that's a real dog is a wolf, right? And every other dog is a hybrid. Well, it's not true. It's not true. So regardless of your intellectual understanding of the nuts and bolts and the ins and the outs of medicine and all of its permutations, regardless of if you know anything about any of that at all, irregardless of whether you know anything at all about the relationship between politics and money and pharmaceutical companies and insurance companies and the hospital industry and the delivery of medicine, whether you know any of that or none of that, what you do know is that everybody in your neighborhood is sick. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's having trouble with energy. Everybody's having trouble falling asleep. Everybody's got a back problem. Everybody's got a knee problem. Everybody's got a hip problem. Everybody's got a shoulder problem. And most people over 75 start to have serious mental problems. Actually, it happens quite before that. Quite a bit before that. Everybody's got high blood pressure. Everybody's got heartburn. Infertility is skyrocketing. Autism, don't even get me started on autism. 1 out of 50 kids now, 1 out of 50 kids is born autistic. While we've given ourselves over to the MDs. I don't understand for the life of me why we continue to genuflect at the altar of the MD. I don't understand why Dr. Oz has such a great listenership. Because, and why people still think that the people at Harvard and Sloan Kettering are, related to God. They're the stepchildren of God, the sons and daughters of God, and they have the secret decoder ring to all things intellectual and all things medical. They don't. As a matter of fact, the profession that they represent doesn't even know what causes heartburn. They don't. They do not deserve your respect. They do not. I mean, just look around. Look around. Take a breath. Look around. This holiday season, remember back last week, a couple of weeks ago, whenever Thanksgiving was last week? Remember back around the Thanksgiving table. How many people around Thanksgiving table were healthy? How many people around the Thanksgiving table were prescription medicine free? How many? Think about it as you move through this Christmas season, this holiday season. You're going to see lots of relatives, right? We all come together, whether we like our relatives or not, right? We all come together. Just look around and see how it's going for people, and have a conversation with people that you're sitting down breaking bread with. Just ask them how their health is. Ask them how many prescription meds they're taking. Ask them how many surgeries they've had and how many more they're inclined to get. And then start scratching your chin and looking around, because everybody in the world has been socialized into believing that medical mediocrity delivered by MDs is the only way to go. It is a fantastically, unbelievably effective snow job. Joseph Goebbels would be proud of whomever it was that started this whole mythology of the MD, because it is unbelievably successful. It is an unbelievably successful propaganda campaign. They deliver unbelievably poor results consistently. They deliver unbelievably expensive treatments consistently. They deliver unbelievably dangerous treatments consistently. And we give them a pass. At some moment in time, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night. You're going to sit bolt upright in your bed, and you're going to get it. You're going to understand the veil before your eyes is going to lift. And you're going to understand for the first time in your life, down to your bones, that your medical doctor does not deserve the respect, nor the money, nor the social cachet that we have afforded them for the last 100 years. They're just people like you. No better, no worse. Shouldn't put them up on a pedestal, and you should be critical of them when their therapeutics fail. And you should abandon their treatments when their therapeutics are dangerous, expensive, and ineffective. Ladies and gentlemen, the single most important thing that you can do for your health from this moment forward, moving forward, is fire your medical doctor. Just fire them. Stop giving them your money. Stop giving them your time. Stop giving them your respect. You don't have to despise them. You don't have to look down your nose upon them. Just stop respecting them, because they don't deserve it. You got to educate yourself. Help yourself to help yourself, and lean on us, because that's what we do best. Today is December 4th, 2013, and I am Dr. Peter Glidden. Welcome. This is Fire Your MD Now. So you may have heard me talk about the online health subscription service that I have. Well, part of the online health subscription service is 4 hours of live health talk webinars. We do 4 hours of Q&A. People all over the world sign into the chat room on the webinar, sign up for the webinar. They're in the webinar simultaneously all around the world, asking questions, talking amongst each other, sharing insight, gluten-free this, gluten-free that, different strategies to help build their longevity business. It's like a giant public forum. It's like a giant town hall. We do it 4 times a week. Well, last Monday we did one. We didn't have time to finish all the answers, so I'm going to read a couple of the questions from last Monday's chat that I didn't have time to answer, so here we go. Lisa Slater, the typing is very slow. Lisa Slater says, my weight keeps going up. I have multiple sclerosis and can't seem to lose weight no matter what I do. Well, it doesn't matter what your illness is. The only thing that makes people gain weight, unless it's a prescription medicine. If you're taking anti-inflammatories like prednisone, one of the side effects of anti-inflammatories like prednisone is weight gain. So you want to look to see if you're taking any anti-inflammatory meds, because the leading side effect of those medications, regardless of your calorie intake, is weight gain. Notwithstanding prescription drug side effects, the only reason that makes people gain weight is the too many calories. Too many calories, right? Nobody in Auschwitz that was overweight, don't matter what their pre-existing medical condition was. So if you're gaining weight, you're eating too many calories, so you need to look to see how many calories you're eating a day. You have to start counting your calories, and you're going to be surprised. In order for weight loss to start, the recommendation for most people is 1,500 calories a day or less. 1,500 calories a day or less. Now, 1,500 calories a day taken inside of a nutritionally deficient body is a nightmare. It's trouble. It's like swimming upstream. It's anxiety producing. It's not easy. And it always fails because after, excuse me, 3-4 months, not even. After 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, you just can't take it anymore. You restrict, you chuck the discipline and you eat yourself out of house and home. You gain back everything that you'd lost. But when you give your body the 90 essential nutrients, you eliminate the 10 bad foods, you fill your nutritional tank to the brim every day, and then you eat 1,500 calories a day, it's a breeze. It's a breeze. It's easy to do. The only thing that makes people gain weight, notwithstanding anti-inflammatory meds, is too many calories, so you just have to start counting calories, check it out, nutrify your body, and life is good. Elle from Nova Scotia says, "Hey, Dr. Glidden, the inside of my daughter's hands have always had a yellow-orange color. Her blood test was normal. Does this mean something?" Yes, it does. It only means one of two things. Either she's doing a lot of beta-carotene supplements, or she's eating or drinking a ton of carrot juice, or, maybe just 8 ounces a day, depending on her body weight, depending on her size, depending on her body mass. That can do it. So the first thing you want to look for in that condition is beta-carotene supplementation all by itself, or carrot juice, interestingly. Now, if neither of those things are in play, then most of the time this is an indication that the liver is not functioning properly. And it's very tricky to ascertain the health of the liver with the reference ranges provided to you by your MD. Because remember, the MD's reference ranges in blood work are designed to show a problem once the part is broken. Because the MDs don't think that you can prevent anything or fix anything. So their blood work is designed to only only show a problem once the liver is completely broken. And, you've got hepatitis, or there's 70% of your liver is inflamed, right? So the thing to do, the best way to support and promote the structure and function of your liver is to support the growth of new liver cells, which is called hepatoneogenesis. That's fancy schmancy doctor talk for liver increasing new liver cells, is with selenium. Selenium, the recommendation, 1 Healthy Start Pack, and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Plus, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Make the liver healthy. Give the body everything that it needs. Give the little extra support to the liver, and let the healing begin. Stick around, folks. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're live again. Today is December 4th, 2013. We're going to Pennsylvania to talk to Dora when we come back. Welcome back. So happy you can join me today. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Fire Your MD Now, December 4th, Wednesday, December 4th, 2013. Let's go to Pennsylvania and see what Dora the Explorer is up to. Hey, Dora, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. This is going to be a little bit extensive. I have a husband and wife team, and they just recently had some blood work done after being on the Healthy Start packs for about a month. Each are taking about 6 selenium a day, and he started taking 3 Prost FX per day. And, I'll deal with ladies first. Her main concerns are her thyroid level is 60.300, and she says it should be around 3.7. So she ended up going back on her medication. Then she said her cholesterol is 233. That's her total. Then she says the LDL, which is the bad, is 155, and the HDL is 35, and her triglycerides are 214. I told her not to be concerned about the cholesterol because the total 233. That's within normal range. But then she says she has her vitamin B level is low, but her sugar levels were normal, and apparently she's having high protein levels. Where I don't know, but that's what she's dealing with. That's her.
All right, and so let's stop. Oh no, let's stop right there. So let's just do this one at a time. So have they gone gluten-free? Do you know?
Yes, they have.
All right, great. For how long? Do you know?
the same amount of time. It was probably a couple weeks before they ended up getting on the Healthy Start Pack.
All right. So she's had a thyroid condition for how many years? What do you think?
Probably 10, 15 years.
All right. So this is a really great question. I'm really glad you called because we can just clarify this for lots of people.
Sweet.
All right. So there's a big difference in the way that medical nutrition works. There's a big difference in the way that homeopathy works and acupuncture works and botanical medicine works and all holistic forms of medicine. Support and promote the body's ability to recover its health and to fix and repair itself, and it's a process, not an event, right? So someone's had a thyroid condition for 10 years. They've been taking thyroid medications for 10 years, or they have type 2 diabetes for 10 years. They've been taking type 2 diabetes medicine for 10 years, or they have high blood pressure for 10 years. They've been taking high blood pressure medicine twice a day for 10 years, or they've got heartburn for 10 years. They've been taking heartburn medicine 2-3 times a day for 10 years, and then they see the light of medical nutrition because they're frustrated with their health because they know that it's not working. They know that they're getting worse. They know that they're really just kind of missing the boat, and so they want to do something else, and bully for them for wanting to step outside of their comfort zone and to join us here in the wonderful world of medical nutrition. That's a really great step. However, you can't expect the same results with a holistic approach as you can with a pharmaceutical approach, because remember, the pharmaceutical drugs are not designed to fix anything. They're designed to manage things, and they do it immediately. I mean, you get a shot of Novocaine. I just came back from the dentist. I was at the dentist this morning. You get a shot of Novocaine, and, you know, in 5 minutes you can't feel your mouth. I mean, boom, it's that fast. You swallow a Tylenol, and in 10 minutes the pain's gone, right? The stuff works really fast, but it's not curative. It's just managerial. So when people with chronic conditions, whatever they are, start medical nutrition, it is never, ever, ever, ever advised to just stop their medication cold turkey unless it's a statin drug, a cholesterol-lowering statin drug, or heartburn medicine. Those are the only two circumstances in which we advise people just to knock it off completely, just throw the stuff away, flush it down the toilet. So what she needs to do here is understand that this is a process. It's not an event. It's probably going to take her a year to get on the other side of this completely so that she can be medication-free. I mean, I don't know. It might take 6 months. It might take 12 months. It might take 18 months. I don't know. But inside of however long it's going to take her body, she's going to be experiencing positive changes along the way, right? Her mood's going to get better. Her energy's going to get better. Her sleep's going to get better.
And that's the funny thing, because she admitted to me that being off the medication, she said that she felt better. She felt clearer.
Yeah. So there's two things that are possible here, right? Now, you know, we can't advise people about their medications, you know, over the radio, right? So if I were her, what I would do, she's got two choices right now, both of which rest under the same umbrella. And that the umbrella here, she has to understand that it is a completely different animal trying to help your body recover from 10 years, probably 20, maybe even 30 years of trouble with medical nutrition. That's a process. It's not an event. She needs to be in this for the long haul. It's not an overnight sensation like we're used to with pharmaceutical medicine. So she has to be in this for the long haul, number one. Number two, I would recommend she talks to a pharmacist, not an MD. That she talks to a pharmacist and tells the pharmacist, look, I've been taking this medication for however long I've been taking it, and I want to try something different. I would like you to please recommend me a reduction schedule that I can go on to come off of this medication so that it doesn't hurt my body and that you know, I don't hurt myself into the bargain. And with thyroid medication, it's probably going to take 6 weeks. right? Probably going to take 6 weeks. Now, so once she weans herself off of it with supervision, and she's doing the medical nutrition all of the time in the background or in the foreground, quite frankly, then she can look to see what happens, every month. And another important thing that's really good, especially for people that are over 50 years of age, is have her write down all of her complaints on a piece of paper. Just make a running list of everything that's bothering her. And then once a week, have her check in with herself and give each of the symptoms a numerical grade, from 0 to 10. 10 being, shoot me now because it hurts so much, right? 0 being, it's completely gone. Because the way that the body heals, it heals in steps and it heals slowly. And if you've got 6 or 7 complaints, you've got insomnia, you've got restless legs, you've got heartburn, you've got an achy shoulder, you got anxiety and panic attacks, you got bad menstrual cramps, or whatever, and 2 or 3 of them disappear, but 3 or 4 of them remain, you forget about the ones that disappeared. You do. I mean, that's just human nature. It's not a criticism. It's just an observation. That's the way the brain works. So she needs to understand this is a long-term process, number one. But number two, inside of the time it's going to take her body to fix itself, she should be realizing improvement. A little improvement here, a little improvement there, a little improvement here, a little improvement there. Every month or so, things should be brightening up. And when she makes a list like this and sees things getting better, subjectively, the things that she feels and sees and smells and hears on her own, then it's only a matter of time until the body gets better objectively with blood work. And you're absolutely right that there's nothing wrong with her cholesterol. Those are great numbers. She doesn't need to worry about that at all. If she is worried about that,
she was very, very worried about that.
Well, she needs to give her my book, or get her a copy of my book, or send her a link to the webinar that I did on cholesterol, because this is, especially the older generation, right? Our parents' generation.
Yeah.
These people have really drunk the cholesterol is the Antichrist pill, Kool-Aid, and it's nonsense, really. So anything we can do to help. All right, number 2.
Okay, her protein levels. Can we talk on that? Because I know she was really concerned about that too. I don't know what that equates to.
I need to know if there was protein in the blood or protein in the urine, because there's a difference.
I would assume blood, because she had blood work.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. And so I want you to double check that.
Okay,
right?
whether it's blood or urine?
Yeah, double check that and call me back tomorrow, and I'll dial it in for you.
Okay.
All right.
Now, for him, which is her husband, he had, in June when he was tested, his prostate levels was 4.7, but now it's up to 15.7. And he's taken 3 FXs per day. And apparently there's a couple spots on his nose that the doctor is concerned about. And he is an outside worker. So
all right, so for the spots, so again, there was breaking research that came out this summer. Dr. Wallach was one of the first people to talk about it in a public forum. Basically, the nuts and bolts of the research said that the PSA levels are irrelevant. It's a stupid test. It's a pointless test. It's a meaningless test, that the numbers don't mean anything. The PSA test is a worthless piece of crap, with one exception.
Okay.
The PSA testing, number one, whenever you get the PSA test done, you have to not have had sex for 24 hours. You have not, no orgasm for 24 hours. 0 sexual activity for 24 hours. 0, none. No sexual activity at all for 24 hours before the test. Now, if he did have sex, one way or the other, before this test, 24 hours before it, that's the reason that the PSA is elevated. Now, if there was no sexual activity, then the only time that the PSA is a relevant test is if there's something called PSA acceleration, which means every time you get the test, it's higher than it was the time before. That's an indication that the game is afoot. But, you know, if you were to take somebody's PSA on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, it'd be a roller coaster. It'd be high this day, it'd be low the next day, it'd be up a little bit, it'd be down a whole lot, be up a little bit, up a lot. It's like this. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's all over the place. So, number one, look to see if he was sexually active before he had the test. Number two, tell him not to worry about it unless 4 weeks from now, when he gets another PSA test, it's above 14 or wherever that number was. Okay?
15.7, yeah.
Yeah, if it goes
and
up.
She's just messaging me. There was no sex prior to, so.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, all right, good. So, well, together we stand, united we stand.
Amen.
Yeah. So, then he needs to have that test done again in 4 weeks and look to see if it's elevated again. If it is elevated, if it's above 20, then he needs to be concerned that there's something going on here. And again, what do? We give Mother Nature her due. We give Mother Nature her time. You can't force the seed, right? You can't force the flower to ripen. You can't force the flower to bloom. You can't force the fruit to ripen. He needs to be doing selenium, 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month. 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month, and just give the ProstFX more time to work. It's as simple as that.
Now, how many should he be taking of the ProstFX? He's only taking 3 a day.
Stick around. Man, oh man, let's end the madness together. Why not? Healing is easy, and your MD doesn't know what's best for you. They only know what they've been trained in. If you're bleeding to death, for goodness sake, you got a broken bone, go see the MD. They're good at that. If you've got the chronic disease, forget it. Fire your medical doctor and lean on us. Now, Dora's still listening. Dora, I haven't clicked on the button for your voice, so you won't be able to talk here. I just want to get through this real quick. So he can continue to do the ProstFX that he's doing right now in the amount that he's doing right now for the next 4 weeks, but I want him to be doing 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, stopping at 4 bottles. So if he's over 200 pounds, he only does 4 bottles of selenium a month, which comes to 12 capsules of selenium a day. That's 4 with breakfast, 4 with lunch, 4 with dinner. Actually, it's better to take the selenium between meals if he can fit that in. It's better if he takes the selenium between meals if he can fit that in. And I'm not going to worry about the prostate unless a month from now he gets another prostate test and it shows that the PSA is elevated again. If the PSA is elevated again, then we need to look. And if that's the case, then the only addition to the program, there would be 2 additions to the program. To support and promote the structure and function of his prostate gland, the recommendation would be 1 bottle of ProstFX per 100 pounds of body weight per day, and as much Z-radical or fucoid Z as he can afford. Let me say that again, as much Z-radical or fucoid Z as he can afford. And remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Stuff like this isn't going to get better in 4 weeks. Something's going to get better in 4 weeks. Mood, energy, appetite, sex drive, bowel movements, something has to improve every 4 weeks. But for chronic, deep-rooted stuff like a thyroid problem, or even if there really is a inflammation in the prostate, that's going to take a couple months, maybe half a year to get on the other side of. So that's how we do it. Keep up the good work, Dora. And just reflect on what you're up to here. Reflect on what you're doing. What you're doing, right? The reason that you're doing what you're doing is because the MDs have delivered an inferior product. That's why we have to do this. I mean, did you ever think when you were in high school that you would be helping people with their health? I mean, I don't know what you do for a job. Maybe you're a nurse. I mean, I don't know. But did you ever think that that's where your life would end up? That, you'd be counseling people about what they can do to support and promote the structure and function of their body because the conventional medicine system was such an absolute, abject, utter, total failure? Did you ever think that was going to happen? I don't think that you did. I don't think that anybody in Longevity Nation thought that that's what they were going to be doing. And the reason that we do this is because we're kind-hearted, motivated, action-oriented people. We're not going to sit by the wayside and let our friends suffer and die. Some people do, but not Longevity Nation. That's not the stuff that we're made out of. That's not our metal. Our metal is compassionate, action-oriented. Well, son of a gun, open-minded, this isn't working. You know what, boys? It's time to abandon ship because the Titanic is going down, baby. It's going down. They've left us with nothing except bills and pain and suffering and fear. Oh, thank you very much. I'm so glad I gave you $1,000 a month in medical insurance premiums my whole life so that I could have this health outcome when I'm in my 50s, 60s. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thanks, Doc. I'm so glad I have an autistic child. Thank you so much, Doctor. I'm so glad I needed to take 18 hormone injections just to get pregnant. Thanks so much, Doc. My blood pressure medications make me feel like crap. I don't know what I'd do without you. This is how deep the wound is. Everybody's got it. And it's needless, unnecessary. Most of the time. Most of the time. Pain and suffering is optional. Aging is baked into the cake, but disease is optional most of the time. We need a new awakening, a new understanding. And Dora, it's people like you that are making this happen. You feel very, very good about yourself when you go to bed tonight. You and everybody else in Longevity Nation, keep up the good work. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets better every day. Hour 2 coming up next. We're going straight to California to talk to Joan. Stick around. The best is yet to come.